you guys, don't I?
I can't place it.
But you look familiar. Do you know me?
What's going on, world? What's cracking, gang? What's the deal? It's everybody's favorite Unk, and today we have the only monkey who's also a carrot.
You mean the Goku? You're saying that guy is the little brat who always put himself between me and my greatness?
That's right, man. We got another Kakarot, man. And honestly, I've reviewed so many Gokus this year that it's really becoming a meme. Between this one and the Demoniacal Fit Golden Storm that I reviewed recently, there's been a lot of Goku releases this year, and this one is coming in hot. We've got the Demoniacal Fit Unexpected Adventure. Now, it's been a little while since I've done one of these guys, and I'm glad to be back. So I'm going to start like I always do with the customary question of the video, just to boost a little bit of engagement in the comments down below. What is your most wanted GT character from Tamashii Nations, Demoniacal Fit, Kong? It could be any third-party company or any big company. I would like to see, of course, a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I think everybody is patiently waiting for that release. It has to be coming in 2024, man. We have to be getting that one. So for me, it's Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Other than that, I'd say like Super 17. But leave your comment below of what GT character you'd like to see. And that's right on brand with today's video, because we're taking a look at the GT version of Goku. Now, he's wearing the same gi that he wears at the end of Dragon Ball Z, except for with a different pant color, of course, that iconic yellow. Tamashii Nations is giving us a kid version of this figure a little bit later this year. But enough about all the insider baseball. Let's get right down to brass tacks and take a look at the box right quick. Now, it's got the typical Demoniacal Fit boxing. You got your window package on the front there with your figure as well. Then on the back, you've got the Demoniacal Fit logo down there at the bottom and all the legalese. Of course, you've got super action, super posing, pictures of the figure on the back as usual. And on the side, you have your Unexpected Adventure. And then you have a picture of the figure looking very similar to those Comic-Con exclusive Tamashii Nations boxes as well. All right, guys, enough about the box art, enough about Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Z, all of that stuff. Let's go ahead and crack this bad boy out of the box and take a closer look. You feel me? All right, now guys, getting into the aesthetic on this guy, and actually I'm gonna have to move to another table because I am still setting up the review station in here, guys. Still moving in, still getting stuff straight, so let me move right quick. All right, lighting looks a little bit better over here. Getting into the aesthetic, man, fresh out of the package. This thing looks great, man. I mean, it's the typical Demoniacal Fit Goku body mold. We've seen this body mold before. Pretty much the same legs as on the Golden Storm. Pretty much the same torso area, but it's a little bit different because you have a neck joint that doesn't actually move at the diaphragm, which we'll talk about a little bit more when we get into the articulation. But that's a little weird design choice right there. But I mean, other than that, man, the paint on this thing looks great. I think Demoniacal Fit has been like knocking it out of the park with some of the paint on their figures lately. I love the shading on the knees. The shading looks good. The shading is always going to get a thumbs up from me. The sculpt on his little leg warmers around his shoes there look amazing, man. They look better than the ones on the Super Saiyan 4 from Tamashii Nations. I don't have it over here. I don't feel like getting it. But that one, they look better than that one. They look just as good, if not better than the Gogeta as well. So yeah, man, I mean, Demoniacal Fit is always nailing the sculpt in their figures as of late. This one's no different. Looks great. You know, same thing to expect typically with the Goku, except for the gi's a little bit different where he's got that bare chest, but looks about the same as normal. So I'll give it a thumbs up in the aesthetic department. This thing looks pretty good. All right, now moving on to accessories, man. Demoniacal Fit, they really do go above and beyond when it comes to the accessories. They pack these things in, so you get a plethora of hands. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but you know, you get your typical Kamehameha hands, your blast hands. You get two waving hands with this one, actually. You get two martial arts hands as well that come in a little baggie when you take them out the box. You get, you know, an extra fist down there at the bottom of the box too, man. There's so many accessories in this thing that they couldn't even fit them all in the window packaging, which is awesome. The Kamehameha effect, you know, it's cool, it's whatever. It plugs in a little bit differently than some of the other ones we've gotten from Tamashii Nations and from Kong. But, you know, it's still a pain in the ass and really annoying, but it looks good, man. My only gripe about it is it doesn't come with the hand to peg into it. Nothing a little tat can't handle. You do also have the star of the show, which is going to be your Super Saiyan, your additional Super Saiyan head sculpt. And I will actually do a comparison between this one and the full power Super Saiyan head sculpt, at some point in this video as well. But I mean, this thing looks awesome, man. It looks so good. And you get the same faceplates that you get with the Saiyan head, actually. So you get that teeth gritted face, you get a yelling face, you get a smirking face. You get just a standard normal face as well. With the Saiyan faces, you get the same thing, and you get the the same type of Saiyan raised on Earth face where he looks real happy and he's waving. Except for this one, he's kind of looking downward, like he's supposed to be up in the sky and flying. I think that's from a certain scene in GT. I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched GT. And actually, what we're gonna do, since we just looked at the faceplates, I'm gonna go ahead and drop in a video here of me doing some faceplate swaps actually between some different faceplates from different Goku figures. So we'll be back in a second. Alright guys, I wasn't actually going to do this, but I figured I should just because I know that people watching at least want to know if the faceplates will swap. So here we have the Saiyan raised on Earth. Oop, there's a cat hair there. So here we have the Saiyan raised on Earth Goku faceplate. We've got the superhero Goku faceplate. We've got a tenacious martialist Ultra Instinct faceplate. And we've got a full power Goku Tamashii Nations full power Super Saiyan Goku faceplate. We're gonna try these out just to see if they work. So first I'm gonna try them on the Saiyan head. Because I was like, you know what? If I'm not gonna do true head swaps, I might as well try the faceplates. So this is the Saiyan raised on Earth faceplate. And actually, it fits in there pretty good. Now the skin tone is definitely a little off, but that works. Superhero Goku faceplate. Skin tone looks like it might be a little bit better for this one. This is raw too, guys, no editing for the most part. So excuse me, live. Yeah, and honestly, that one, it still looks a little off, but I like that actually. These superhero Goku faceplates look really good on here. We've got the tenacious martialist Ultra Instinct head sculpt. I mean, the eyes aren't quite right, but you could always, fantasy book it. Ooh, that's crazy. This is actually a demoniacal fit head, and this is a demoniacal fit faceplate, and it does not want to work. Oh, actually, it does. Yeah, it's maybe some heat, but yeah, that doesn't really fit, and that's demoniacal fit. So this must be a new mold for this head peg that they have here, which is interesting. Now we're going to try just one of the full power Super Saiyan Goku heads on the demoniacal fit head. So, and hopefully I put this in a proper part of the video, because this is future Unk here talking to you, because I've pretty much filmed everything. Now these are the full power Super Saiyan Goku faceplates, and ooh, they're just a little off. I mean, you can squeeze it, but yeah, nah, they're not gonna work. So, I mean, and both of these faceplates are good. I actually prefer the demoniacal fit faceplates, like I said earlier, but it don't fit, so that's a little disappointing. But yeah, I mean, that superhero Goku faceplate, that looks great. Alright guys, now getting into articulation. If you normally watch the channel, you know I'm not a scientist. I do not design action figures, but I will put them in some poses, damn it, and see what they can do. And man, this guy is pretty fucking limber. I'm gonna tell you what, man. It's the same thing as the demoniacal fit Golden Storm, of course. The only difference is this one feels a lot more buttery smooth, man. Like his shoulders and arms are so fun to pose around and just milky right out of the box. I didn't feel like it was overly tightened like that Golden Storm. It wasn't real squeaky. Everything's real smooth, you know. I like it, man. It's fun to pose a figure when it doesn't feel like it's gonna break every time you move it too wildly. The double jointed knees work great out of the box. They work really, really great. You have a very generous ankle pivot. The up and down, like the rocker front and back on it, doesn't really go that far up because of the sculpt of the sock, but you get lots of range on that ankle. The butterfly joints are acceptable on this one. The only thing about the articulation on these figures is that I feel like with all of the new technology that Tamashii and Kong have been putting out, and I don't want to call it 3.0 because they say that they're, Tamashii at least, they say that they're expanding their technology every day, and there's no real name to it. With that so-called 3.0 technology being around, man, it's just some of these molds start to feel a little outdated, especially the crotch pieces, man. Like, I feel like there shouldn't be any figures by it's, at least Tamashii Nations. Like third party, you can get away with it because you're a smaller company, but there shouldn't be any more figures by Tamashii Nations or import figures of this style that use the same hip construction. I think it's time to move on from that. But other than that, man, I mean, it's a solid sculpt. You know what you're getting? Goku sculpt. I mean, the Sand Raised on Earth Goku is the quintessential Goku for any collection, in my opinion, and this is pretty much the same thing as that. So he gets a pass in my book. All right, guys, now getting into some size comparisons. I know that's what everybody came for. Unfortunately, I will not be doing any head swaps. I did the faceplate swaps. Maybe I'll do a short with some head swaps. But we've got the Demoniacal Fit Tenacious Martialist over here, and then we've got the Demoniacal Fit Golden Storm. Got him up against some other Demoniacal Fit counterparts, and man, I mean, he looks great with these guys. Scale's right in line with them. Then we have him right next up to the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku, the quintessential Goku for any collection. You've got him up against the full power Super Saiyan Goku body with the Demoniacal Fit blue head. And man, this is like, if you're a Goku collector, you gotta get this GT Goku. And we'll get to final thoughts in a second, but he looks great with those guys. Got him with Turles over here and Goku Black. There's some Goku clones in there for you. The original Goku Black with the Imposter Goku Black. And of course, we got him up against some new releases. We got him up against the Super Saiyan Vegeta and the Saiyan Armor, and we've got him up against the boy from the future, Trunks. And the boy from the future, Trunks, is right up there with Goku. He's just as tall as him, I think, maybe a little bit bigger. So that figure should be smaller. But this ain't about Trunks. This is about Kakarot. We're gonna move on to kind of a random comparison. We've got the Xeno Shinron. I forget what company makes that one. And we've got the G.I. Joe Classified, and we've got the G.I. Joe Classified series Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll, one of my favorite figures of the year. Just had to throw him in there. And we're just going to do a quick shot here with him up against a whole bunch of Gokus from my collection, man. This isn't even all the Gokus. Got Super Saiyan 4 Goku over there chilling in the cut. Like I said, I didn't feel like pulling him out. But, I mean, man, like I said, if you're a Goku collector, man, he just looks so good with all these guys. And that's going to get me into my final thoughts about the Demoniacal Fit Unexpected Adventure. Man, I got to tell you, if you're a Goku collector, like I said, a Dragon Ball collector of any sort, get this figure. I don't think there's going to be an official release of this anytime soon, at least because Tamashii Nations has teased the Kid Goku version of this one. So since we're getting that one, I don't think there's going to be an official version of this one for a long time. So I definitely recommend it for that. Getting into positives and negatives, man, the positives are, the articulation is just fine. What you're going to get is that dependable, quote unquote 2.0 technology. So it's pretty good. And as far as, Demoniacal Fit is concerned, I don't have any QC issues on this one. The only thing I can really point to that's a negative is that, some of the joints, as I started to pose them around a little bit, got a little bit more looser, particularly like the wrists. Which maybe that won't hold up as well over time, but I do like how milky and as easy it is to pose out of the boxes as opposed to some of their other releases. You get, of course, a bevy, a plethora, if you will, of accessories, man. They give you so many accessories, and that's always a plus. And you get a blue Kamehameha accessory, which is rare. It's rare to get a blue Kamehameha accessory, so that's really cool, man. The negatives I'd say is like that torso and neck joint area. It looks really cheap. It looks like they cheaped out on that. I don't understand why they couldn't use the same, kind of technology they use for like the Tenacious Martialist. I don't like that at all. Maybe it could have came with a tail and a stand. These things, rarely come with stands anymore. But it came with a lot and it was a good value. I just think that body mold is getting a little outdated. And it's time to get with the times, man. Demoniacal Fit, we've been waiting on that 3.0 Goku. I got it on pre-order. I'm waiting on it. What you got for us, Future Gohan? What you got for us? So hopefully, we're able to see some innovation from Demoniacal Fit moving forward. But if I had to give them a number grade on this outing, I'm going to give them a solid 7.5. I like them, man. I like them better than that Golden Storm figure. The Golden Storm figure has been growing on me, and it's a great figure. I shit on it in my review a little bit, I had kind of a bad experience. And 5K Toys did actually give me a replacement Halo for that one. But this isn't that figure. This is the Unexpected Adventure. And I think it's a pretty solid outing, man. And definitely grab this one. But what do you guys think if you have this figure? If you don't have this figure, are you planning on picking it up? What are your most recent pickups? What you guys been having your eyes on? You got any pre-orders you're waiting to drop? You know what I'm saying? Let's have a conversation, man. Leave that all in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumbs down. Do whatever you want. But just know I always appreciate everybody that watches, man. And until next time, peace.